This is Christine Thompson with Wilson Associates right here in downtown Greenville, and I'm so excited to share with you Scott Thomas with Right Rug Flooring. We're going to get you a little educated on how to order flooring. And Scott, before we get into all of that, what's the best way for our viewer to contact you if they want to be ordering flooring?
The best way would be to call me on my cell at 864-356-2435 or a member of my team. Or email me at scottthomas@rightrug.com. You can also go online to our website and schedule an in-home appointment, and one of our team here in Greenville will call you and confirm that and come to your house and help you with your flooring.
So you said come to your house. Do you have a floor showroom?
We have a small showroom that's by appointment only, but in Greenville, we're not a retail type company. My team, mobile sales team, have specially built vehicles.
Okay, kind of like a rolling showroom,
yes,
traveling showroom?
It's exactly that. It is a mobile showroom, and we come to your house and consult with you about the flooring you want to do, how you want to transform your home with flooring, and we measure and make notes of all the details, and we show you samples right here in your home.
We're going to go through that.
Where it's going to go in the end, so it's the best place to see it.
I love that you come to the house because, one, I don't like waiting in a store. You go into a store, the salesman's with somebody else, and maybe people are in there and they take a couple samples with them, and all the samples really aren't on the floor.
No.
Right?
No.
That's a problem.
No.
So I like that. And because of the way you guys do this, how you run your business, does that make you more competitive with your pricing?
Absolutely. Rather than huge brick and mortar
big beautiful showrooms, that's expensive.
And we have retail stores in some of our markets. The program, our realtor focused program, comes to your home.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then that way I can be with my client too, because they might be like, listen, we're trying to sell our house and we don't want to go crazy on the carpet, but what's going to be a good choice that makes the house show well? So that way, me as the realtor can help be involved in that conversation, right?
Yes, we welcome that input from our realtors.
So if you're a realtor watching, pay attention.
Yes. And sometimes that realtor might have a specific thing that is a go-to for them.
Yeah.
So
right.
We can accommodate that.
Do you find that you have like a select few carpets that you're like, oh, you're selling your house, use this one?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, like it keeps it in a certain price point.
Correct.
But still nice, you know.
And typically we stock 5 or 6 colors of that, as well as several upgrades.
And then what are the odds that you're like, well, but we don't have it available and you're going to have to wait 2 months or?
Well, try to research that beforehand. We get reports every day on what's in stock in our locations and in our distribution center, which is in Columbus, Ohio. We have $80 million worth of floor covering in that distribution center. $80 million worth. And in addition to that, we're always placing orders with Shaw, Mohawk, and all the major manufacturers.
Okay.
So we have many ways to get you the flooring the best for you at the best price.
Awesome. So what do we got here?
Okay.
We're looking at, we got stuff here. We can't see it all in the camera, so feel free to hold it up so people can see.
So
what do you typically bring in?
We've got some carpet. Christine's not about to sell her house as far as we know. So
I just moved here in my home.
These are some more upgraded choices for her to make it the change that she wants to her home.
Yeah, because I got builder grade stuff, and I told Scott, like, I don't know how well these floors are going to last, so start measuring. I might need something better.
That's right.
You never know. So I'm like, hey, let's just take a look here.
And we've got you taken care of on that.
I love it.
So we're looking at some different carpets.
Okay. Now, are there different types of like materials, like wool, acrylic, you know, what?
Yes.
You know.
Interesting that you say wool, because we have a lot of wool carpet special buys right now.
Yeah.
Our company has bought all the stock that a couple manufacturers have of some really nice wool carpets. So
what's the benefit of a wool carpet? You know, I hear people go, oh, it's a wool carpet. Why? Why is it better to have a wool carpet? Or what are the benefits? What are the downfalls?
Wool carpet is naturally stain resistant.
Okay.
And wool carpet is very durable. It's not necessarily for every application, so we have to make sure we use it properly.
Like what application is it not good for?
Anything outside, something that's going to take a lot of abuse.
Like a big dog?
Like a big dog, yes. Wool can be very durable, but there are more durable options.
Okay, all right. So wool just is it softer on the touch?
Yes, generally.
Yeah,
It
okay.
is, although it can be made into coarser looped styles.
Okay.
But it's very comfortable.
Okay, all right. So what do we got here? This look, like you got plush levels,
Yes.
What do you typically do when you meet with somebody and you come in with the floor tiles? What's your process? So they know, so our viewer knows what to expect when you come.
First thing is really to find the right color.
Okay.
Find the color that the customer's looking for. And then we can fine tune that to several products that can provide that. And then we want to look at the durability level, the cleanability level, water resistance, plank width in different types of flooring, hardwood or laminate or luxury vinyl plank can be very important. But the first place to start is with getting them the right look, and then make sure we get the right product in place that gives them that look.
All righty. Now, what if I'm looking at these and I'm like, I don't know, I need to see it in evening light and I'm meeting during the day. Can you leave behind a board?
Sometimes we do, yes. So we could leave that. We just have to make sure we get them back in the next couple of days so we can show them to someone else. But we have duplicates of a lot of these.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Yes.
And do you require a deposit or anything to leave a board behind for a day or two?
No.
Okay, all right.
And no charge to come and give a quote.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
So I'm not charging you anything for this, Christine.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so how many selections of carpets would you have in your truck available for someone to look at?
Maybe 150?
150 different options?
Or more. I mean, with all the colors of all the styles, easily 200.
Okay, all righty. How many different brands?
5 or 6 different brands of carpet.
All right. And do you really think a customer can go Mohawk or?
No, because most of these manufacturers manufacture all different levels of quality, all different styles, use different types of machinery. So it would be very difficult to tell the manufacturer just by looking at the carpet.
Okay. Now, if I said, Scott, I would like to have a carpet in the family room, and people will be walking through the family room to get to the patio. Would you have a recommendation on a type of carpet for a high traffic room versus, a living room, that's really more for conversation. People aren't going through it a lot. Are you going to say, well, for that room, you're going to want this quality,
Absolutely. We want to go with something durable. If it's going to be high traffic, maybe something a little lower pile, a cut pile, a texture, or a loop. Nothing too shaggy in a situation like that.
Okay.
And you don't think of carpet as a high-tech product, but it has come a long way in the last 15 years.
And it does matter, even if you're selling your home, you're going to have showings and all of that. And I've seen some carpets where it's installed and you get all this debris of the carpet like laying around.
Yeah.
Right, from the installation.
Right.
So is that normal? Is it okay? Like you're going to see little pieces of carpet right after installation. Is that normal?
That is normal. Because the carpet goes through a shearing machine different amounts of times depending on the texture of the carpet.
Yeah.
And there can be little fibers actually rolled up in the carpet.
Okay.
One thing our installation crews do is they vacuum the new carpet after they install it.
Oh,
so
okay.
that cuts down on that a lot. But you might see a few.
You're going to still see a little bit, just kind of like the
few
moving.
fibers here or there. But
the wearing in process, we'll call it.
Right. After
a little bit.
You vacuum it a couple times, you won't see that anymore.
Okay, so 2-3 vacuums, and you won't see the little pieces coming out anymore?
Right, with most types of carpet, that's true.
Yeah. Now, would you say there's, depending on the quality of the carpet, how much of these little pieces you're going to see coming out? Like wool, less with a wool carpet than an acrylic, or is it really just about the manufacturer and how tightly it's woven and?
Right, and how it's adhered to the backing, the type of backing.
Okay,
But typically with a fairly good quality carpet, you shouldn't see that for long.
Yeah, I'm going to say this one's feeling really good right now.
Yeah, that's
it's so washed.
That is soft, and it's 80 ounce carpet, that means the face weight of the fiber, excluding the backing, is 80 ounces per square yard. And this one, as you see, has a nice soft back, which will not wrinkle.
Now, do you find, I'm just thinking out loud, are there some carpets where you're always putting a padding under them, right?
Yes.
What if somebody said, I really like this, but I don't want wall to wall, and could you do a fitted one like an area rug and that you put a trim around it?
Yes, we can do that, and we do that frequently.
And would you still use a floor pad under it?
You would use a rug pad, which is a little different, thinner than a carpet pad, but it just protects your floor and keeps the rug from really moving around.
Right, you don't want shifting.
So, and we have a local guy who does edge binding for us. So any carpet that you like, we can get you a custom rug made out of that, as well as stair runners.
How do they pick the color of the edge binding?
Man, the guy that does the binding is awesome. He has never missed. He finds the closest color to the color of the carpet or the overall color of the carpet.
Just blends in.
And if there's a specific request, we can do that.
Yeah. If somebody wanted a crazy edge, like I want a red edge.
We could do that. Right. We could do that.
Give me a hot red edge around that area rug.
But our guy Brian, he does an excellent job of that, of coordinating the binding.
Okay.
He's never missed.
All right. So you can do a wall to wall, or you can do area rug from any sample, Scott, that you're showing.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Let's talk about hardwood.
All right, let's talk about
hardwood. You got some hardwood samples going on here too. All right.
The hardwood flooring we have here, we have a couple of kinds of engineered hardwood.
We're going to bring them over here.
Yeah. So,
all right, here's one.
So this is engineered hardwood.
This is engineered.
Correct.
Okay.
It'd be a great option for this home, for any home.
But it is hardwood. It's not vinyl.
It is not vinyl.
Okay.
This is wood. This particular engineered wood has a HDF core, which a lot of the manufacturers have gone to.
Does that keep it from working then? The HDF?
Yes.
What's the advantage?
Yeah, it's extremely dimensionally stable.
Okay.
Many engineered floors also still have a plywood type construction, which is also extremely dimensionally stable. So it can be glued down to concrete or a wood subfloor.
Okay. What's the benefits for each, the HDF or the plywood core?
It just depends on the manufacturer. A lot of the manufacturers are going to the HDF core, and it's an HDF, high density fiber, not an MDF. Because their research has shown that it lowers their claims and problems with flooring.
Versus the plywood?
Correct.
Does the plywood warp more?
That's what the manufacturers, will tell you. And heard that from several of them. The plywood core is still good. A lot of engineered woods are still made with that.
Now, does either of these, is there any chance, if you got a major scratch in it, is there any chance of refinishing it?
Really, with an engineered wood, most engineered woods you really cannot
sand them. Okay.
Right. So, and these have a hand scrape texture.
Yeah.
So you kind of would you would kind of lose your texture anyway.
That loveliness. Yeah.
There are some really high end engineered woods that have a very thick top layer that can be sanded once and refinished. But generally,
would you say, if you were getting an engineered floor and it was so thick on the high top so you could sand it once, you might as well just get the real hardwood?
Yes, unless you're on concrete.
Why not on concrete, real hardwood? Moisture?
The concrete and the solid wood take on moisture and expand and release moisture.
Right, concrete.
At very different rates.
Well, these are okay on concrete.
And it has been done. But you have an extremely high likelihood that the flooring is going to warp and buckle.
Yeah, not a good idea.
And I've seen it happen to people. I've never been a part of installing solid wood on concrete.
Yeah.
I've seen what can happen, and it's not pretty.
So we're in South Carolina. Typically, we don't have basements.
Right.
So a lot of homes can be on slab, and that slab concrete will always hold some level of moisture. It's just that's the nature of it. So it sounds like it's better to go with engineered hardwood flooring versus all hardwood.
Correct.
If you're putting it right on a slab.
Absolutely. Much better.
Okay.
And the engineered wood is glued down to the concrete, and we use a moisture-cured urethane adhesive. So any moisture that's present, it only feeds the curing process.
Oh, okay.
So it's
All
just
right.
a tenacious bond, and I've got this type of flooring in my home. It's held up. It's been even better than I expected.
Yeah. What about floating floors where, you got a little bit of that cushion underneath? It kind of like gets rid of a little bit of a noise. Does it get rid of noise or add more noise? Because some people are like, I don't want that clicking sound. Do you ever do floating floors over concrete, or is that
Yes.
actually not good to do?
Oh, we do it all the time.
Okay.
Most of the luxury vinyl plank we sell now is a locking floor. It has a pad on the back. This is an example of that.
So is this wood vinyl planking?
Yes.
All right, let's move on to that. Let's talk
Okay.
about that.
So here's an example of LVP, or luxury vinyl plank.
Okay.
It can be made to look like wood, tile, stone. Most of what we sell is going to have the wood look.
Okay.
So, and this is a special buy
And it
for
is
us
nice.
right now.
Yeah. Now this is like, look at the back. I want to show the back.
Yeah.
See, it's like,
So
it's
that's
not wood or
That's the rubber pad on the back.
yeah. So you got a
So-
rubber pad on the back. That makes it quiet then.
Yes.
And
For
it's non-absorbent?
Acoustics and comfort. It is non-absorbent. Yes.
Non-absorbent. So not a problem putting this on concrete.
No. And to take it a step further, we normally put down a 6 mil plastic moisture barrier. It's just
Underneath?
Right.
Oh,
Underneath.
really? Okay.
Right.
Wow,
Just to
very
make sure
thorough.
that you don't have moisture build up under your flooring.
Now, if these interlock, I don't know if you can see that, right? They interlock.
Yes, they do.
So let's say something happened, somebody dropped something really big and hard on this and you got a dent in it or something. Is it possible to take that one plank out and replace it?
It is possible.
If it's floating?
Yes.
Not if it's glued?
No, if it's glued down, it's actually easier to do it.
Really?
because,
Even if it's glued, you can take that one plank out?
Not wood. Well, you can, yes. It can be done.
Okay. I
With,
thought once it's glued, you're done.
The glue down type of luxury vinyl plank, we use a pressure sensitive adhesive where you
Okay.
can heat it up a little bit and it will allow you to pull that plank up and then replace it.
Oh, I didn't know
So,
that. I thought once it's glued, you're done.
Even hardwood that's glued down, you can cut out that plank and replace it.
Okay.
It's a bit more work.
Yeah.
It requires a skilled installer, but we've done it many times.
Okay.
And you can get rid of a damaged board like that.
So you install this and say a year and a half later,
It's happened.
things happen, exactly. And can they call you and say, hey, we need a couple planks replaced?
Yes.
And
That's
so
why
you have like installers that will come out not just to install the floors initially. You can have people to come out to help repair a previous installation.
Yes, as long as there is some more of that
Yeah,
exact
of
flooring
course, yeah.
available. That's why it's good to have an extra box or at least
Okay.
part of a box on hand.
Okay, and so do you guys recommend like, hey, get one extra box or a half a box? How does that work?
That's always a good idea.
Yeah, okay. Like,
To do that.
Okay.
It doesn't happen in all cases, especially if someone's
No.
selling and moving out. But it is good to have some of your flooring on hand in case
yeah. Would you
something
say
like that happens.
Would you say get one extra box?
That should be plenty. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, how many planks are in a box?
Yeah, it just depends on the product.
Oh, okay.
It could range from 18 to 40 square feet per box. So,
Okay, no, it's a lot.
all the products are
All
different.
right, so on a slab, probably stay away from the plywood, possibly.
No,
No?
it's
It's still
okay to
okay.
go with the plywood.
Okay.
That's why this was designed, because the layers of wood, it's a plywood type construction.
Mm-hmm.
So the layers are laid cross-grained to each other, and it's extremely dimensionally
Oh.
stable, so the wood physically will not warp like a solid piece might be.
Because of the
subject to.
cross grain?
Right. And
Okay.
the same thing with the HDF core, and that's why that's been implemented as well. It does the
All
same
right.
thing.
Well, a lot of fantastic samples here.
Yeah.
I mean, between these, you got to pick something, right? I mean,
Right.
there's
And
a
this
lot
is
here.
These are just a couple samples. We have
So you
tons-
got
tons
more?
of options. We do.
Oh my
I
gosh.
just brought Christine one of our special buys. That's a super durable floor
Okay.
at an amazing price. So
Okay, can you give an example, like, if somebody was, a typical sized Greenville house, let's say it's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house, 2,200 square feet, and they said, hey, we got to redo, we want to put some kind of hardwood flooring in the kitchen. What kind of numbers have you seen coming in for putting in a flooring? I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, and that's something.
And don't hold Scott to this.
That's
but
something I really try never to do is shoot from the hip.
I know.
Before I look at because it can depend on the product. It can depend on what type of flooring we're removing.
Yeah.
It can depend on what the subfloor is and how much prep is needed. Depend on how much furniture maybe the installation crew will need to move.
Okay. So I'm not going to hold you to a price. Let them call you. I'm gonna let them off on that. But
yeah, thank you.
You're no problem. But you said crew and how much is in the room. So is there more labor fee if an owner had stuff everywhere?
Yes, there is. We're very reasonable on our furniture moving charges. But
But if they had like tchotchkes everywhere on the furniture and all this stuff on top of the furniture, and then that all had to be moved.
The homeowner is responsible for moving that stuff out of the areas to receive new flooring prior to installation date. So we can move the furniture, we can move the appliances.
Just don't have anything
but you
on the furniture.
You got to move the books, the vases, the breakables.
All the little frames, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
So basically have a clean surface.
As our installation manager says, all the things you'd rather break yourself than have us break, you should move. Our installation crews are very careful, and they move furniture expertly. But the homeowner's responsible for all the little things that sit on the furniture.
Okay,
we
cool.
Can't move those.
What else do you think a homeowner needs to know while they're watching this that you think they might ask to want to know about floor installation, hiring, ordering? Any tips that you can give so that way they can make good decisions?
Well, a lot of people like to have a family member that they trust around to give a second opinion. Some people make decisions quickly, they know what they want, and they make decisions quickly. Other people are extremely indecisive.
So have one decisive person.
If you are an extremely indecisive person, it might be good for you to have your mom or your daughter or your sister or your brother or your neighbor or your designer or someone you trust.
Or a realtor.
Or your realtor, of course. We can't leave out the realtors because they see what works.
Yeah.
We lean on our realtors for knowledge and their feedback a lot.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Scott, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time.
Glad to be here. Thank you, Christine.
One last question. If somebody calls you and they want to meet with you, how soon could you be available to meet at someone's home?
We can have someone there within 48 hours.
Awesome. So within 2 days.
Yes.
And once they make an order, I know it might depend a little bit depending on size, but if it was a 2,000 square foot home, let's say you were putting in 1,000 square feet of carpet, how long would it take for the actual for the material to arrive and for you to install it?
Depends on where the material is coming from. Like the distribution center I was telling you about, we get weekly trucks from that distribution center.
All right,
delivered to us in Greenville.
That's pretty often, right?
Pretty often.
Every week.
Every week.
Okay.
And so we know that if we're selling it out of the distribution center, that it's not going to be back ordered.
Okay.
We also have ways to check stock with the various manufacturers to ensure that they have the product in stock.
Are you able to check that during the appointment?
Often. Not with every manufacturer, but we may have to shoot our rep an email or a text, and usually they get back to us pretty quickly.
Okay, good to know.
And then we can also check with some manufacturers online.
Okay, so you can figure that out within a day.
Oh, yeah.
Within a day.
Yeah.
If you had the product in stock and the person made the order, how soon can the installation happen?
Well, if we have the product in our Greenville warehouse, we can normally get it installed within a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then
sometimes faster.
And then is installation
depends on the schedule.
Does installation take a whole week? For we'll talk about carpet. Putting in carpet.
Most carpet jobs can be done in one day.
Wow. Okay.
Extremely large carpet jobs or homes with a lot of furniture may take a couple of days.
And large home, what would you say? Like 4,000 square feet, 6,000? I'd
say 4,000 square feet.
That's going to take more than a day?
A large home. Yes,
But that's a
especially if
lot of
there's
square
furniture.
footage to do 4,000 square feet of carpet.
That is a lot, and it's got to be done right.
Yeah.
Really, when you look at flooring versus painting or roofing or any other home construction project, it really takes less time.
Yeah. All right. I thought of one more question, so sorry.
Okay.
We were going to wrap this up, but I got one more. Let's say it's a seller and they're like, we get it. We got to put new carpet in here. It's really worn out. We want the house to look good. But they say, but we really don't have the funds available until after we sell. Do you have any kind of financing program for sellers that say, we'll have plenty of money once we close to pay you, but right now we're a little tight?
Well, that's a very good question, Christine, and we've been asked that many times. And yes, we do have financing. Currently, we offer 24-month zero interest financing on purchases over $2,500.
Wait, 24 months?
24-month
Wow,
zero
okay.
interest. And then for smaller purchases, we have 12-month zero interest financing.
Okay. Awesome. So the seller could say, fine, let's do one of those programs, and right after they close, they just pay you back.
Correct. They do have to get the financing set up
Be approved.
prior to ordering and installing the floor.
Of course, yeah.
But they may have, depending on how quickly the home sells, they may only have one monthly payment due before closing.
Okay.
So, which is generally feasible for most people.
Well, and if you do the carpet, you'll sell fast.
That's right.
It'll show better.
You'll sell faster for more money.
So
you'll
like
have
one
more
little
money.
payment maybe.
Right. Then you'll
And
have
then-
more money quicker to
Exactly.
pay that. You can go
and
ahead.
no interest.
No interest. You can go ahead and pay it off immediately.
Yeah, perfect.
Upon closing, or you can take longer.
All right. Well, I think that's really important to know. So you don't have to worry about plunking down a bunch of cash or getting a huge credit card charge, because maybe you're purchasing on the back end and you don't want to do any big purchases because you have to get a loan for your next home. So you could just do the financing and just only pay 1 month, easy peasy, and move on.
Correct.
Okay. All right, Scott. How can our viewer get in touch with you if they didn't catch you at the front end of this video?
Call me on my cell phone. That's 864-356-2435. Or email me at scottthomas@rightrug.com. Or go online and schedule an in-home appointment. And it's not just me. I've got two other awesome people right here in Greenville, Jim and Nancy, that will be glad to help you too.
Yep.
And they're very experienced, and we can make it happen for you quickly.
And they're super nice.
They are, yeah.
You all are.
Most of the time, anyway.
Well, no, you're all super nice. All my contact information is flashing on the screen. I'm not going to say it all. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Christine Thompson with Wilson Associates right here in downtown Greenville, covering Greenville and, of course, the greater area. If you have any questions, get in touch with me, or you can even just text me if you want to. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christine Thompson Homes, and drop your comments. And if there are other shows or topics, other vendors you want to hear from, just put those comments in my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be paying attention to that, and I'll be sure to record more shows for you covering other topics that I may not have covered already. Keep watching, and they may pop up too. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day.